the NBA lockout has ended. Just announced. There's going to be a season next year. It's going to be. Oh wait, no, there's not. That's actually looking awful and like a huge legislative battle. Oh my bad. Well, there is one person that makes. That is very happy that things are dragging on and the owners are manipulating things the way they are, and that's Zach Harper. And we're going to talk about this in a segment called Take the Bacon. Zach, currently you have the bacon. I want to take it from you. What do you got?
You can try to take the bacon from me, but here's the thing. I'm not so much happy that the lockout's going on. I am more happy that the negotiating process is in full bloom. Now, they're not negotiating at the table, but they're negotiating through the media, through the courts. They're all negotiating methods and tactics. And the thing that I'm having a problem with is everyone saying, "Oh my God, the owners are the bad guys. Oh my, how can the players? They should be lucky they make money at all playing such a game." Like, people need to calm down. Like, this is a negotiating process. We're not gonna lose the season. They're not gonna go without an entire season. Like, that's just flexing in the media. That's all that is. Now, we may lose games. I personally think we won't. That's probably because I'm naive and delusional. That's fine. But I really think that until we get to a point where the deadline of, it's September 1st, like, we're going to lose games if we don't have a deal in 3 days. When we get to that point, then we should be worried about it. Until then, like, calm down.
Okay, calm down, huh? So you don't think that's any reason to worry that the owners haven't moved from their position at all? Look, I don't think it's bad that the owners are trying to get more money. I understand that that is a negotiating tactic, and I respect their right to seek said funds. What annoys me is that I don't think that they're being forthwith in their the way that they're going about negotiating. Forget the media. I'm talking about the actual legislative and the actual proposals that litigation, the actual proposals they put out. You're talking about a 10-year deal, which is 4 years longer than any NBA CBA has ever been, rolling back something that they've had for 30 years, which is the BRI split, which means the players gain as the league gains. That's been basically since the modern NBA in 1983. They're asking for these huge changes and not being flexible, and to my mind, that's unreasonable. And being unreasonable is unproductive. Even though I understand what you're saying, to me anyway, says, oh, whatever, like, let's just let them use the hammer and threaten the season and hold it hostage. Just because that's a negotiating technique doesn't make it the right way to do things or the right thing for the league.
Wait. How? They are not the only one threatening the season. Billy Hunter came out and said, I don't think we'll have a season. I don't think they want a season. Like, that's not just one side saying it. It's both sides saying, look, I don't know that we're going to have a season, because it's trying to drum up public, angst and worry to where they're going to complain to the side they don't like and say, hey, you need to get this done or we're not going to be your fans anymore. That's all that is. It's just flexing.
Is this why you said, and let me quote you, you said the players are the terrorists?
First of all, I said nothing of the sort. I believe you made that up. Now maybe they are terrorists. You said the owners were terrorists. We all know Ethan's the terrorist. That doesn't. I mean, that's just that just doesn't make any sense. But here's the problem that I have is when we get to a point where they actually start negotiating, then I think we should believe more of what they're saying. Until then, you're right. No one's going to come into a labor negotiation and say, you know what, let me give you a reasonable offer. That's not how it works. They're going to go high. The players want to go low. And eventually they will meet, hopefully somewhere near the middle. But the thing is, like, I don't know what the owners are, like, the owners should not be guaranteed a profit at all. That point, that they seem to be making is ridiculous, because that's not how business and capitalism works. At the same time, I don't really know another business where it is expected for the employees to get a percentage of the revenue, let alone more than half of the revenue coming in. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. So from a business standpoint, everything the owners are doing is legitimate. Now, whether that ends up being the final product, that's an entirely different discussion. But right now, like, their job is to make money, the player's job is to have a high salary. Eventually, we will probably meet somewhere near the middle.
Yeah, I think that that's very, very hopeful. I think that the owners have shown that they have no interest in mediation, in negotiation thus far. I think they've frozen out the players. I think the players are willing to come down. They haven't been, and they've been stonewalling the owners back. You're right. I mean, this isn't like a one side is evil issue. But I don't think you can say that the owners are negotiating to get a deal right now. I don't think that's their priority. I think that the path that they've taken, and as you said, like, we're probably going to lose games because I think the owners are going to hold on to this lockout until they see, as a network said on Twitter, you throw a punch like locking someone out. You want to see it land. You want to see the paychecks stop flowing before you actually call off the dogs. So for me, just to mix as many metaphors as I can at once, to me, I think the owner's intent is to break the union, not to get a deal done that benefits the league and benefits kind of the whole organization.
I agree with that to a point. I think the owners, I think they are negotiating to get a deal. I just think it's, right now, the deal they're trying to get is unfair to what the players want. At the same time, like, I don't think that...
do the owners, like, start negotiating, and when does that, like, at what point, it seems like you're, like, retroactively reassessing what's happening now to say, like, oh, they'll negotiate at some point, so this isn't BS.
I think when we get down to near the deadline of losing games, that's when it becomes real. As of right now, it's just posturing.
I want to end this. I want to call it. If I'm deciding between the two, I think I'm going to call it for Beckley, mainly on account of...
Oh, come on!
Terrorist.
You are a terrorist.
You can't
Give me
call
my bacon! Give me that bacon!
I will say
nom, 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 nom. I'm eating your bacon. Nom, nom,
Walt
nom.
Beckley was fuming. He said the word forthwith, which I hadn't heard that one in a long time. It is.
You should lose points for not knowing that's a word.
It actually means immediately, but, that was going to be the tiebreaker, but then Zach...
Beckley's illiteracy and my being a jackass are what decide this. That's ridiculous.
Well, it's also Zach. It's that
That's my
I like
bacon.
making a judgment. I like making a judgment in this case and going, one side is wrong, as opposed to going, oh, they're both hashing it out and how dare we have an opinion. So I think intellectually, I also agree with Beckley. So he had a lot going for him, and that's why he won.
It's ridiculous.